Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. I know I did a video already this morning, but I'm going to go ahead and give you guys two videos today. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Here, I'll give you a Z's pose. Rest in peace, little aesthetic bro. Alright, I'm getting a lot of questions from people who've been asking me for a while if I could do a video just covering how to warm up for training. And there seems to be a lot of confusion on this, and I have my own methodologies, and a lot of people might disagree with what I have to say on it, but this is the methods I have always used over the years, whether I was doing bodybuilding or powerlifting. First of all, static stretching is absolutely out. Static stretching has been shown in studies to reduce performance in the gym. It will make you weaker just slightly, so it will hurt your strength gains and your muscle gains. Don't do it. And it doesn't seem to offer any advantages for safety. Now, there seems to be this trend that has come out in recent years of people doing cardio to warm up for weightlifting. This has got to be the most absurdly stupid shit I have ever heard of in my life, as far as a training protocol. You're going to expend energy jumping on a bike for 10 or 15 minutes, breaking a sweat, burning glucose, burning fuel, cutting into your recovery reserves before lifting heavy. I'm sorry, I don't get it. It makes no sense to me, and if anything, it's going to hurt your gains, and it doesn't even warm your nervous system up or anything to actually prepare you for lifting. What's even more strange is that I know people who say I can't do a full body workout, so I have to split my routine up because I get tired later in my session. Yet I've seen these same people on an upper body day go and spend 15 minutes on a bike before training their upper body. And to me, I'm like, why can't you do 5 sets of heavy squats instead of riding on that bike? If you can do a 4-day setup in the gym and you can ride a bike for 15 minutes before you do your training, you need to be squatting 4 days a week. That's just my take on that. That's how I feel about it. I think it's absurd. So, what methods are effective? Dynamic stretching is generally considered to be an effective means of warm-up. I don't personally like it. I don't personally do it, but a lot of people get great results with it. A lot of athletes do, and a lot of athletic trainers advocate the use of it. Instead, I personally like to foam roll. I consider the foam roller to be a very effective means of warming up, and I spend about 10 minutes foam rolling before I go to the gym every day. And I roll every single muscle out in my body, all the major muscles, including my hips, everything. Oh, I've also done a video on foam rolling. I will link it right here for you, and then I will link it down below in the comments. Now, as far as actual weights to warm up with weights, I think that weightlifting to warm up for lifting is the most important part. However, it's partially to get the joints and connective tissue warm, and it's partially to prime the nervous system. And what I don't like to see is people who are going to use a relatively heavy weight doing very high rep warm-up sets. As a general rule, you should not be using more reps on your warm-up sets than you are on your work sets, because otherwise you're cutting into energy reserves, you're cutting into your recovery, you're cutting into your ability to lift heavier weights by doing these high rep burnout sets. And even for me, a lot of times if I'm doing 8 or 10 rep sets, I still only do 5 or 6 rep warm-up sets. But for my heavier work, I rarely do over 5 reps on warm-up sets, and sometimes even 3. You should be priming the nervous system for your future lifting. You need to be practicing your technique, warming up whatever technique and form you're going to be using for your later sets. So if whatever method you use to bench or squat or row or whatever you're going to do, that is the exact technique and form that you should be doing on your warm-up sets. You're basically replicating your work sets with a lighter weight. And for most people, you're going to need for your big compound movements anywhere between 2 and 4 warm-up sets in that manner before you jump into the heavy work. However, if you're doing higher rep work on a hypertrophy or metabolic day, you can actually go lower. And sometimes I don't actually warm up on anything past my first exercise when I'm doing higher rep work. Sometimes I just go straight into my work sets because I'm already warmed up from previous lifts. And for your isolation movements and things, oftentimes once you've warmed up with compound movements, if you're finishing isolation movements at the end, you shouldn't need to warm those up to do an 8 or 10 rep curl or tricep extension. After you've done compounds, you should be able to jump straight into this. Alright guys, that's just my basic philosophy on warming up. That's how I go about it. That's how I've always gone about it in the past when I train other people. And outside of my one bicep tear from heavy deadlifting when doing 2-a-days, I have personally never had any other injuries in the gym, and clients that I've trained over the years have never had any injuries. So I hope this has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.